Hello guys, and welcome back to our playthrough of the World War II in the Pacific multiplayer game, and entering now into early March of 1943. La la la. Okay, so let's see where things stand here in our playthrough. Alright, what did we miss in the last turn? Bum bum bum. So we're coming back to late February. So we lost our Strength 7 fighter. That's okay, that's been a long time coming. We're still doing okay here. Good. What is this? We got a little bit of damage. If we get our great general back here, we'll be okay. So some bombard damage. Nothing to be alarmed at. We can definitely heal rather quickly. Oh, they are coming right behind us as we try and capture random cities over here. Did they sink our transport? Alright, we got an interception in. Blew up a mine. La la la. So just some random... Oh, they didn't attack us here. Interesting. We blew up the fort here. Or not the fort, the road. Because I was preparing for a counterattack against our force here. But they didn't do that. Interesting. Blew up a couple mines. Our Yamada unit. Yeah, of course, because we have our fighters in the area. Thank you for that, sir. Yamada unit. We got to keep you healing. Okay. Not too much. This is still pretty good health. Okay, we got our transport here. We're still shepherding people back and forth from Shanghai back to Nagasaki. Let's load up a... Yeah, load up a infantry unit next. Boom. Scratch the infantry unit. Let's load up an artillery next. Trying to ferry over the heavy artillery first. I think, dart over here. Let's get this gold up before we come and concern ourselves with things like this lumber mill. So, mine here. Yep. That's got to take precedent. We got our destroyer back up and running. Let's go ahead and run a few recon missions. I'm concerned about where the British fleet is. Well, speaking of the British fleet, okay, so it's not threatening our forces over here off the coast of Japan, but we can still spy and... What's going on? We can still look around for submarines. So let's spy for submarines. Okay, well, not at the moment. Did we get our oil up and running? 2 more turns. 2 more turns. I'm going to see if I can bump this up to 1 turn, but that might be tough. We're working on our oil. Let's heal our destroyer here. Let me see. I remember we are missing out on a clam. Not a clam. But we do have fish. Yeah, okay, let's get a clam to get some more health. Right here. Boom. So that should give us an extra health in all our cities. Yeah. We're still... Yeah, we're running more scientists at the moment than anything else. Because, we don't have engineers. Whenever I get, excuse me, because we don't have oil. Whenever I get oil, I'm going to run more engineers rather than scientists or anything else. I'm interested in getting more garrisons in these coastal cities, but for now, this one will do. Got a workshop here. Let's run the workshop for more hammers. Okay, let's, yeah, I can't make it over here without ending our movement, so let's come get a railroad here with this guy. Kawasaki, welcome to the force. So in these cities that are already 98% Japanese, I'm less concerned about spreading the Chinese corporation into those cities for more culture. So, Canton. Canton. Where is Canton? Where? Oh, where is Canton? Oh, down here. Duh. Okay. Well, I don't want to spend 3 turns running you down all the way down here. Yeah, let's go ahead and just spread you over here to Calgon. So next turn we'll be able to do that. Artillery. I gotta get railroads in these 2 tiles right here. At the moment, yeah, we're sending our artillery still down south. Fishing boat. Trying to prevent Osaka from starving. Well, concerned about the submarines, as you know. But yeah, let's come over here, and we should be able to stop you from starving if we can get you on this fish next turn. Same over here. Training all these merchant ships. They're better off being sent over here to these Japanese resources because we have more modifiers on these cities over here. So send you on over here. I will not be giving you the bonsai promotion, but that's interesting that now we can sacrifice you in combat in exchange for 100% more combat. Yeah, so the mechanical bomb site, yeah, that's not going to be given to this guy. Sloped armor. Okay. Alright, so I'm happy with this force moving over here to take the city of Sian. We're going to have to do a quick recon mission over here to make sure that the Allies aren't running any interception over Sian. But I think... Let me see. Do recon mode right here. Ah, what do we got here? The Ferry Fulmer, range of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Okay, so almost certainly they are within range of my city, the city of Sian down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Okay, that's unfortunate. I'm not about to send bombers into harm's way. We do have several artillery units, though. We did hurt their defenses, so at least we can take console in the fact Sian should fall fairly shortly. Hopefully we can take out those American Air Force units there as well. Alright, we didn't lose any fishing boats this last turn, so I don't know if that means we're safe from submarines, but, you know, never hurts to look. Or never hurts to check. Yeah. Let's send you back to Tokyo. Yeah, Tokyo. More artillery is always welcome. Okay. So I'm worried about sending our workers here. I'm also worried about how to use this great general, my super medic. This force here is still fully healed, but I think I want to get these guys healed shortly after they take Sian. However long that takes. I'm going to want to protect my workers here as we make a railroad on these 2 tiles. Okay, so this stack here, let's bring you back to Chengdu. My medic. My medic, I'm just going to go ahead and send to Chengdu. Heal this stack up really quickly. And maybe, perhaps, next turn I'll run you over to Sian. or in a turn or two. Whenever I take Sian, I'm going to run you over and heal these guys. And after that, I'm going to run them back over to this stack and get these guys fully healed. They're hanging out for now, but they're going to need healing soon enough. Skip turn. Alright. So, okay, we've got actually 2 sets of workers here. Here and here. Of course, I am concerned about the units here with 2 movement. I see a bunch of infantry. I'm assuming they have tanks here, right? There's 1 Stuart. There's 1 M3 Stuart. I guess down here for the Americans. And then for the British, I don't see any 2 movement units over here in Chengdu. So I think there's just 1 unit with 2 movement here in Chengdu. Excuse me, not Chengdu. Bayou. So with that being said, we can split our forces up and be pretty content that we'll be safe. So let's send this worker stack here. Let's send this worker stack here. Boom. Now we got the railroad connecting all the way up to the front line here in Chengdu. Let's split up our cavalry. 4 movement. Let's send 2 tanks here. And, okay, so that's about even. And honestly, if he comes and attacks me with his tank, and even if he kills my tank, what is the Stuart at? I should have checked that. The M3 Stuart has a strength of 29. It could probably kill my tank. However, if he does, he's going to be weakened and he's going to be out of movement, so I can counterattack him with one of my tanks. So I don't think he's going to do that. Just making sure I can get my supply lines up and running. Skip my turn with all these guys. Alright, so we're trying to boost production in Canton as much as possible to see if we can maybe squeeze out this synthetic oil plant next turn. You can see how close it is. So we can get the railroad built here for 1 more hammer. Ooh, that's so close. Same deal here. We can get this railroad on this mine for 1 more hammer. Looks like we got railroads in all these styles. Let's see if we can, like, take off enough farmers and put them into engineers. This is definitely worth it. I don't mind starving here for 1 turn. That's by the skin of our teeth, ladies and gentlemen. I'm happy we're going to be able to pull this off. Whew, okay. So let's finish this synthetic oil plant next turn. We are ready for oil. Man, I've learned my lesson here in this mod about, I guess beeline. Well, you guys know this. You guys know the story. I thought I could secure oil from the Indonesia relatively easily, so that's why I didn't beeline for synthetic oil. Anyways, yeah. Farm here, because we're just cranking out workers here in Nanking. I would like to repair that coal mine, but not with the Chinese right here. Yeah. I love this Chinese corporation. That's a huge amount of culture per turn. I love it. Okay. Let's see. Could start putting some... Well, I'm also concerned about these coastal cities. Let's come move this garrison over here. I think we can pull up this farm here. We don't need all these farms. In fact, I can probably replace... Why did I make a farm here? Well, okay, let's put a watermill here. Yeah, I don't think we need... Well, I could put another merchant in, but yeah, let's put a watermill here. Can get our artillery all the way over here. I'll come back to you. Whoa, hello, British. So he knows where my fleet is now. I'm definitely going to be... So I'm protecting my fleet here with 3 garrisons, an infantry, and an artillery. Or flak, excuse me. Let's go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go ahead and get another unit over here for protection. We don't have any transports here, but hopefully we can start training transports soon enough. I'm wondering who to move. I guess the Marine, just because he's got the highest health. Yeah, let's go ahead and give you, I guess, pinch in order to take out any Marines. Yeah, let's give you pinch in combat. Maybe I should have given you city defense, but you're a Marine. You need to be offensive. Yes, sir. So let's airlift you here. We're going to take out this submarine. Because all of our ships, or practically all of them, certainly all the destroyers, actually, need to be healing. So I don't want to use my destroyers. In fact, only 2 cruisers of our entire fleet here are not hurt. That's incredible. And in this light carrier. Wow. Okay. So let's take out this submarine here. Let's actually, sorry, let's use the short-range dive bombers. I don't know why I didn't do that originally. 1 more should do it. Okay. We have 2 zeros who are protecting the city of Red Bull. Yeah, like I said, this light carrier is the only carrier here who does not need to heal. So everyone else is going to go ahead and skip your turn. These 2 cruisers, I suppose, along with this carrier, can be a little bit more flexible. I don't know if there's a submarine over here, because only destroyers can spot submarines. Let me see. Let's go ahead and... So no naval units here. Let's go ahead and do a recon mission over here. There's a Liberty ship here. Do they have a fighter intercepting over New Guinea? I don't know, but let's find out. We got 50% damage. We have a few extra dive bombers. Let's see if we can maybe get lucky. Luckily, WWII is barely within range. 0%. 0%. I don't know if this is the best use of my planes. I kind of also want to do some reconning around here. Because now he knows where my fleet is. And I don't want to move him. Let's send the short-range dive bombers around. Just looking for anything, really. They can spot a submarine. That's why I sent that guy there. That's just about all the short rangers. Okay. Well, at this point... I'm not going to explore over here in the ocean. I'm going to try to hit this and sink this Liberty ship. That could be useful. 0. Bummer. Bummer. Yeah, everyone else here... I'm going to keep the zeros on interception. Because they're still strong, and they're combat force, so they're very much capable of intercepting, as we just saw. And I don't think he's going to run any more missions over Red Bull. But I hope that they don't... I hope that they have the chance to heal this turn. Oops. Interception. Alright. So, with the Ferry Fulmer running interception over China, gotta be careful. Perhaps I can... range of 8? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... I can't even hit Darlag. That's unfortunate. I can't do anything with my bombers other than recon. Okay. Alright, let's run a few more recon missions, but I kind of already know what I'm expecting. So he's coming up behind me. We're gonna come take Bora Bora, but I think he knows what I'm doing, more or less. Whoa, he popped out his culture here. Well, okay. Paratrooper here. I'm not actually... I was about to send him on a paradrop over here, but I remembered that he can actually get intercepted by fighters. So I'm going to hang on to you in the small chance that one time I can see somewhere. I can paradrop you without being intercepted. Keep you here. I guess maybe I could run a bombing run over India or something. I don't think they surely have interceptors over Calcutta. Ah, we got intercepted. Well, so they have someone over here. P-38 Lightning? What is the range on the P-38 Lightning? 13. Well, okay, yeah. Gathering up artillery because we have no bomber support. So we're going to need plenty of artillery to hit all these defenses and units. Yeah, let's pull him the heck out of there. We're going to just have to dig in here in Kangtung. Yeah, alright. Alright, let's come get a railroad. Because I'm thinking, I'm not even safe here. If they have a road on this tile and a Guerrilla 2 guy, he could go 1-2 and kill me here. So I'm going to improve this tile next. Well, okay. Let's come get this improved. And we can send a couple of infantry units to guard him. And that'll be fine. Let's check out what's going on up here in northern Burma. So their stack of infantry has fallen back to right here. Then they didn't pursue me in Kangtung, which I think maybe they did, maybe they were expecting a counterattack, but they really should have pushed me. And just, I mean, they still have the opportunity to push me, but yeah, they really could have just wolfed me. I mean, they already did, but yeah. Alright, let's give them combat 4. Let's do a recon mission over here. Okay. Okay, we're just cranking out workers here, so I could make a farm here for easy food. They're gonna be eyeing resources that destroyed, not necessarily farms that have no resources on it. So I'm gonna make this farm over this plantation. Hey, we did something. That's an incredibly long-range bomber. Just out of curiosity, not that I'm gonna go for Lhasa, but let's do a recon mission. Okay, there's just several garrisons of 1944 there, and they're just hanging out here. And they're, yep, independent Tibet. Let's move our transports, excuse me, our artillery over here. Chengdu, and we can move back to truck. Okay. Spy on Singapore out of curiosity real quick. See what that little city's up to. Several transports here. Okay. Move to Chengdu. I really like this railroad being operational. Alright, so we're done with our movements. Let's assign our city city production with the mind that we're going to get oil next turn. I need to start training flax again. In fact, I'm just going to hit Alt-click for this flak and just start pumping them out rather quickly. At least in that city. Artillery here. Yeah, you could probably just keep on cranking out artillery, I suppose. That'll be a good one to do. At least I'll just click one for now, because I don't know, maybe my priorities will change once I hook up oil. Kawasaki executive. Okay, we're waiting for more. We have power. We have an aircraft plant here. I believe we do. No, we don't. Let's trade it. Let's build an aircraft plant here. Maybe I should have been making this a few turns ago. And probably let's put a farm on this workshop. I want to get you a little bit more food. Jail. You're struggling with health. Why is that such a downer for you? Cow, deer, pig, sheep. We have pig and we have cow. So this will give us 3 food, basically. We have an aircraft plant here, so I want to make something that only takes a single turn. A flak. And next turn we're going to start cranking out zeros. Hospital. We're just going to be training a ton of zeros in all of our cities that we can here, very shortly. Artillery. Let's go ahead and train a merchant ship. Come back to you. Merchant ship. Come back to you. Alright, barracks. Let's train a few flax here. We could use some more flax. Lighthouse. I don't want you starving anymore. Can we stop that starvation? Yes, we can. Okay. Hydro plant. 8 turns. I remember there's still an aircraft plant here. So this can start cranking out zeros next turn. I'm not happy with the lack of power. I might want to make a shale plant here. Unhealthiness be damned. I'm going to go for that. Yeah, okay, we'll do that. Culture. Alright, so that's our turn. Very excited to get oil next turn. Taking our way to sloped armor. A lot of transports here, but not a huge force they can push forward with. Well, we need a bigger force in Canton, actually. But at least we can see him coming from a couple of turns away. But I do need to get more reinforcements in this city. Once this oil plant is done, remember we made the Red Cross here, so I'm going to start cranking out garrisons here, I believe, after this. I can also put the West Point somewhere. Well, that's our turn. Happy I could manage to squeeze out the synthetic oil plant next turn. Trying to catch up a little bit on espionage, because they've put a little bit more into me than I into them. Yeah. Alright, well, that's my turn. I'm excited for the opportunities that acquiring oil will open up for us here next turn. Hopefully, we can turn the tides by cranking out a dozen zeros on the next dozen turns and reclaim control of the skies and reuse our bombers again over China. Yes, that'll be the day. In fact, yeah, we unlocked armored flight decks, so we can start training. What kind of zero? Well, I'll figure out next turn. I think this carrier fighter. Okay, the KI-61 Tony, strength 13, range of 6. That's not great. Meanwhile, the Zero is only 36 more hammers, has 1 more strength, and 10 more range. So I don't see why I would train the Tony, honestly. Pretty much gonna only want to trade the Zero. Sounds about right. Strength 14. And their Fairy Fulmer is strength 12. So we actually are gonna be overpowering that Fairy Fulmer. Alright. Thank you guys for watching early March. Hopefully late March has exciting things in store for us for the Japanese Empire. As always, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe for more, and take care. Goodbye.